We are in the part 2 of the session titled Why Bad Things Happen to Good People. How many of you are good people here? Please raise your hands. Okay. You raised your hand, huh? You are a bad person. That means bad things should happen to you. Okay, others who are behind, either you sit down or leave the hall. It is disturbing little bit. Those who are Gita Course students, they can sit here. Those who are Sunday Feast devotees, please leave. So, how many of you remember anything which we discussed in the previous session? Oh, somebody else is talking. Anyways, let's do the Mangalacharan, then we'll try to revise what we have discussed. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gauru Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarine Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatkripa Tamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Harihi Om Tatsat. Hare Krishna. So this session is dedicated to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is the founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, which is ISKCON. Today I would like to explain you the meaning of this pranam mantra which we read every session. Namam Vishnu Padaya. I offer my respectful obeisances to that person who has firmly taken shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. Krishna Pristhaya, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, Bhutale, right now who is on planet Earth or Bhumandala. His name Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Nam. His name is Bhakti Vedanta Swami. So every Acharya has a pranam mantra or some offering by which you take shelter. So Srila Prabhupada, being an Acharya, devotees have offered this pranam mantra to him by these statements. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. How many of you were there in the session? Do I need a guide? You were there? Do I need a guide? So you must be knowing that Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati is the spiritual master of Prabhupada. So just like the son of Vasudev is called Vasudev, the son or the spiritual son of Saraswati will be called as Saraswati. So Namaste Saraswate Deve. He is the spiritual son of a very illustrious spiritual master who is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. What is he doing? Gauravani Pracharine. Do you know who is Gaura? Gaura, who is Gaura? Sorry? Gaurang Mahaprabhu. Do you know who is Gaurang Mahaprabhu? Okay, I will explain. You must be seeing this photo in our altar also, and you are seeing it here also. You see 5 people in this photo. The central personality or the central person whose hands are very long, almost reaching up to his knees, a golden complexioned body, extremely beautiful. He is Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In our photo, main photo, you will see Radha and Krishna, and next to Radha and Krishna, you will see a person with raised arms. He is Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You must have read about Sri Krishna Chaitanya as a saint in the chapter called Bhakti Movement in your history book in standard 5 or 6. But the Shastras confirm, the Puranas confirm, the Vedic literature confirms that he is not just a saint, and he is not actually a saint, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, in the form of his own devotee. So there are various incarnations of God, various categories. One category is Leela Avatar, which are very famous, known as Dashavatar, Leela Avatar. Another incarnation category is Purusha Avatar, which I explained in the previous session, one God or many gods, where it was mentioned Karanodakshaya Vishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. Do you remember all that? They are Purusha avatars. Then another category of incarnation is Yuga avatars. In various yugas, a particular incarnation comes. Another category is Manvantara avatar. 71 cycles of Chatur Yuga. For that 71 cycles of Chatur Yuga, one incarnation is prominent. That is called Manvantara avatar. Another very special category of incarnation is Channa avatar, or a hidden incarnation. Channa avatar is that incarnation of the Lord where the Lord comes but does not publicly proclaims himself to be God, because he comes in a situation where people are very envious of God. They will not be able to handle God. So especially when incarnation happens in Kali Yuga, most of the times it is a Channa avatar. Until unless it is the end of Kali Yuga, where Kalki comes and proclaims that I am God and kills. No discussion, no hearing, nothing, simply killing. So, during this Kali Yuga, Lord Krishna personally descended in the form of his own devotee. That means he was chanting, Hari was chanting his own names and teaching everybody how to practice what he told earlier 5,000 years ago in the Bhagavad Gita. That Channa avatar, which is mentioned in various scriptures, is called Sri Krishna Chaitanya, and devotees call him Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There is sufficient evidence across the Vedic scriptures which confirm he is Krishna. Even Krishna tells that I will come in my most pure spiritual form. But what is the difference between Krishna and Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? The difference is mood. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the body of Krishna, but the heart is of a devotee. That is, he has taken the heart of Radharani, the bhava of the supreme devotee, but the form of the Supreme Lord. So Sri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nahi Anya. Therefore, in our altar, you will see next to Radha and Krishna, we put Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Just to signify that here is Krishna himself, but he carries the mood of Radharani. So therefore in other incarnations, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, or in the other incarnations when Krishna comes as Nrsimha or Vamana, or not Vamana, Nrsimha, Rama, Balarama, etc., he is killing the demons. But in Shri Krishna Chaitanya manifestation, he does not kill the demons. He kills the demoniac mentality inside the demons. So therefore, Acharyas say that Shri Krishna in his form as Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the most merciful and most munificent incarnation. Because in other incarnations, they demon kill. But here, the demons are not being killed, the demoniac mentality is being killed and they are being delivered. So much so that the demons are becoming devotees. That is Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Shri Krishna Chaitanya, whenever Krishna comes, his personal associates also come. So this next to Krishna, the personality in yellow dhoti is Shri Krishna Chaitanya. The personality in blue dhoti with a whitish complexion, almost as beautiful as Chaitanya, is Nityananda. He is the incarnation of Balaram. Next to him is an old man who is called Advaita Acharya. Advaita Acharya is the combined incarnation of Sadashiv and Mahavishnu. Karanadakshay Vishnu and Sadashiv both wanted to see Chaitanya Leela. So they combined themselves as Advaita Acharya and incarnated. The person in pinkish dhoti, next or on the left side of Krishna, is Gadadhar Pandit. This is the incarnation of Srimati Radharani. Radharani in male form. And the person with shaved head towards the left extreme is Srivas Thakur, who is the incarnation of Narad Muni. Like this, these are the Pancha Tattva. In every class, when we make you chant Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, we are referring to these personalities, and they are also in our altar on the left side, if you will see. First is Krishna, then Srimati Radharani, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then below is Pancha Tattva, and then this side is Narsingadev, and then the Acharya's photo. That is the standard ISKCON altar. Now, because Lord Krishna generally has a different complexion in different yugas. Lord Ram's complexion was greenish. This is less known fact, but Valmiki Ramayana, if you read, it will tell you so. Lord Ram's complexion was greenish. Now, Kali Yuga people cannot imagine greenish कैसे हो सकता है? Alien थे क्या? No. Just like my complexion is brownish and it is normal. So similarly, at that time, greenish complexion was also seen. So Krishna's complexion was bluish black. Actually, it was not bluish black. There is no color which can describe that complexion. We say Kamala Nayan. Krishna was lotus-eyed. What do you mean by lotus-eyed? It means that the most beautiful thing which I see is a lotus flower. Krishna's eyes are so beautiful, millions of times more beautiful than the lotus flower, but I have nothing else to draw comparison with, so I say lotus-eyed, Kamala Nayan. Did you understand? The most beautiful thing which I know, based on that I give comparison. So this darkish blue is our material calculation. Actually, when you will see Krishna, you will not be able to describe his complexion. Because you will not be able to see Krishna. Why? Because when you will see Krishna, you will see his lotus feet. And you will find his lotus feet so attractive that you will not be able to go up only. You will be stuck at the feet, and by the time Krishna will leave. This was the problem of Radharani. She used to wait every day to see Krishna, But she could not go above the lotus feet of Krishna because that only was so attractive. So she had appointed people. You will see the hand of Krishna, you will see the leg of Krishna, you will see the chest of Krishna, you will see the hand, arms, and you will see all of you will report to me. How was he looking? It is said that Krishna used to wear his dhoti in a different style every day. I don't know how he did it, but he is God, he can do it definitely. But he is the greatest style icon. If you want to see a stylist, see Krishna. And when human beings start imitating Krishna by doing various styles, they just suffer in life. So Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advait Gadadhar, Srivas, Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Now, because Krishna was not darkish, he took the mood of Srimati Radharani, so he got the complexion of Srimati Radharani. In the Pranam mantras, every time I say, Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari, Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. So the complexion of Radharani's body is Tapta Kanchana, molten gold complexion. Now people will think, kaise ho sakta hai? So, limited thought process se nahi samajh sakte hain, but actually it was molten gold complexion. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's bodily complexion was also molten gold. So he was called as Gauranga or Gaurahari. Shyamahari, Gaurahari. Gauranga, Gauranga. Why am I explaining all this? What is the link? Because I asked, Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine. I asked who is Gaura, and many people didn't know. So I am explaining who is Gaura. Gaura is Gaurahari, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whose pastimes are millions of times more sweeter and more deeper than Krishna's pastimes also. Therefore, reading Bhagavad Gita is like the school study of spiritual life. Reading Srimad Bhagavatam is like university study, and Chaitanya Charitamrit or reading Chaitanya Leela is like post-graduation in spiritual life. So therefore, I will not discuss much Chaitanya Leela also. But you should understand that the most munificent form of Krishna is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And this all happened due to various reasons. But one prominent reason why Krishna advented as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was he used to see that his devotees, especially Srimati Radharani, they were relishing Lord Krishna's sweetness unlimitedly. So Lord Krishna wanted to know how sweet I am. But he is not able to understand. So he needs to be in the mood of a devotee to understand. So he steals the mood of Radharani and advents. This is one reason. Another reason is he wanted to know how glorious are my devotees. And the third reason is, these are internal reasons of Lord Chaitanya's descent. The third reason is he wanted to understand how much my devotees are relishing me. For every incarnation, there are some internal reasons of appearance and external reasons of appearance. Internal reasons I told you. External reason of appearance is the Sankirtan movement, the congregational chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. This whole congregational chanting of the holy name, this Sankirtan movement had to be started. And the father of the Sankirtan movement is Chaitanya and Nityananda. Gauranga Nityananda. In short called Gaur Nitai. This was the external reason of his descent, to start the Sankirtan movement. Today, whatever philosophy you are reading, that is Gauravani. Whatever you learn in an organization like ISKCON, in the Bhagavad Gita, it is the teachings of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Gauravani. So therefore in Prabhupada's Pranam Mantra, Gauravani Pracharine, spreading the message of Lord Chaitanya. And Lord Chaitanya's pastimes are so wonderful. He manifested his pastime only for 48 years. 24 years he was at home, And 24 years he took sannyas and traveled all over India preaching as a monk, as a sannyasi. But his pastimes are supremely wonderful. Supremely wonderful. I am not exaggerating when I say the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are sweeter than the pastimes of Krishna. Deeper than the pastimes of Krishna. But in this form, Lord Krishna is chanting his own names. Apane Acharya Prabhu Jivera Sikhai. He himself practiced bhakti just to teach others how to practice bhakti. This shows how much Krishna loves us. We are not able to practice bhakti, so he is telling, I will come, I will teach you. I will only come and teach you. God does not need to teach anybody. Acharyas are sufficient. But we are so envious, we don't want to follow the acharyas also. Ramanujacharya came, Madhvacharya came, but people are not following. So Krishna himself came as Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu 500 years ago. We are so unfortunate that we missed Krishna by 500 years. So he is Gaura, Gaurang Mahaprabhu. Maybe one session I will speak about Gaur Leela only for the pleasure of all the devotees. So that is Gauravani Pracharine. So the Pranam Mantra of Prabhupada says Gauravani Pracharine. And what is the effect of when we spread the Gauravani? Nirvishesha Shunyavadi. People who say that God has no form, he is an impersonal existence, Nirvisheshavadis, they will be defeated when Lord Chaitanya's teachings will be propagated. Shunyavadis, people who say there is no life after death, there is no karma, nothing, eat, sleep, drink, be merry, kal hona ho. Shunyavadi, nullist, voidist. After death, nothing exists. They will also be defeated in front of Gauravani. So Prabhupada's contribution is Gauravani Pracharine, Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarini. He is delivering all the people who are impersonalists, all the people who are nullists and voidists, and he is doing this by delivering the Western countries. Paschatya Desha Tarini. Did you understand the Pranam Mantra? Namam Vishnu Padaya, one who has taken firmly shelter at the lotus feet of Vishnu. Krishna Prishthaya, very dear to Lord Krishna. Bhutale, he is doing his seva on the Bhumandala right now. Why I am saying all this, because this is important. These are eternal associates of the Lord. The Lord sends them in various places. Once when Srila Prabhupada was very sick, in the last phases of his life, I've heard that once somebody came and asked that if Prabhupada quits his body, where he'll go. Some said he'll go back to Godhead, where he came from. But then someone said that Prabhupada wants to go to lower planetary systems to preach Bhagavad Gita. Did you understand? A much more difficult task. People of earth, they have a balance of sukha and dukkha. So at least 1% of this planet, or 0.1% of the people of this planet, they listen to Bhagavad Gita. But when you go to the higher planetary systems, the sense gratification is so much that nobody will listen to you, and when you go to the lower planetary systems, the suffering is so much that no one will listen to you. But Srila Prabhupada said that my next assignment is in the lower planetary systems. The Lord wants me to go there. So you can understand who these personalities are. Unlimitedly powerful. So right now on Bhutale, on Bhumandala, his name is Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Name. Namaste Saraswate, son of Bhakti, spiritual son of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. What is he doing? Gauravani Pracharine. I explained who is Gaura. And the result of Gauravani is what? Nirvishesha Shunyavadi. Finished. Paschatya Desha Tarini. And he started his service from the Western countries, as I explained in the previous session. And then we always make you chant this Pranam Mantra, which today I explained the significance. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. All of you are devotees. And then we make you chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So therefore, before chanting Hare Krishna, it is highly recommended you chant this Panch Tattva mantra. Have a photo of Panch Tattva also, easily available. You can just download, put it in your mobile. So, why bad things happen to good people? None of you are good people, you are saying. But still you don't want bad things to happen. I have already discussed few topics in the agenda. Which of them have I discussed? Who can remind me? Have I discussed 5 subject matters of Bhagavad Gita? What are the 5 subject matters? Ishvara, Prakriti, Jiva, Kala, Karma. Very good. All of you know already. Some of you don't know. Looks like you were not there in the last class. Did I discuss about the material world and the spiritual worlds? Did I discuss? Okay. What did I discuss about the material world? Did I make you recite a sloka? Urdhva moolam adha shakham ashwatham prahuravyayam chandamse yasya paranani astam veda saveda. I remember last class there was no electricity, so I was explaining without the PowerPoint. I was giving example of a tree which is on the shore of a lake, and I was giving the example of a fish trying to eat the apple in the reflection. You remember? You know why I remember all these things? Because I keep discussing the same thing everywhere. So even in my dream I will not forget these things. So it is not that I am simply parroting it or simply repeating it. I can tell you from personal experience, every time I discuss this, I understand something new. I realize something deeper. And I am hankering to discuss it again. I am hankering to glorify Krishna again. Because I have realized that if I have unlimited mouths and for unlimited time, if I glorify Krishna, still I will have not covered even a fraction of his glories. It would be possible for me hypothetically to count all the particles of dust in this universe. But I cannot count the number of qualities which Krishna has. Did you understand what I just said? So therefore, even though I am repeating it, but I am relishing it because this is unlimited. One single verse of Bhagavad Gita can be discussed for time eternity. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the spiritual master of Srila Prabhupada, once he went to Bangladesh and he took one verse of Srimad Bhagavatam and he lectured on one verse for 31 days. Now you can understand how deep are our Vedic scriptures and how glorious are our acharyas. So the material world is a perverted reflection of the spiritual world. This much you have understood? I'm sorry, those who didn't come, I cannot explain in full detail again. But this much you should understand, that the real beauty, like I was giving an example of an apple. Let's say the apple is here and the reflection is here. The fish which is trying to eat this apple, it can never smell the apple. It can never touch the apple. It can never get the taste of the apple. It can never properly see the texture of the apple. It can just see some reflection. So real taste, real smell, real texture, real apple exists on the tree, not in the reflection. So this material world is a perverted reflection of the spiritual world. So spiritual world is original reality. So real beauty, real taste, real happiness, real variety exists in spiritual world. In the material world, which is like a reflection, whatever we see, first of all, whatever we see here is a reflection. That means material world, whatever we see, it is there in spiritual world also. However, it is 180-degree opposite in nature. The most degrading thing of the material world is the most supreme thing in the spiritual world. And the most degrading thing of the spiritual world is the most supreme in the material world. Talking in terms of y-axis. So it's a perverted reflection. So real beauty, real happiness, real variety, real taste in the spiritual world. Material world is a, please take note of this word, perverted, disgusted. It's like you eat a mango and then you throw away the seed. That seed is like the material world. Real mango is that which is leftovers of the spiritual world is there in the material world. Like that you can understand. So therefore there should be great desire to go back home, back to Godhead. Then I was giving example. I'll quickly revise spiritual world. I was dividing in 3 parts: Brahmajyoti, Vaikuntha and Goloka. Did I discuss all this? I was explaining Brahmajyoti. It is between the Karana Samudra. Just find out a HD image of the cosmology of the universe and try to share it with me on WhatsApp. So this is the Karana Samudra. This is Mahavishnu, Karanodakshaya Vishnu. When he breathes out, billions of universes in seed form, they come out of his body, and when he breathes in, billions of universes go within his body. And this is the Karana Samudra, and you can see billions of universes are floating in the Karana Samudra. And inside each universe, he goes and expands himself as Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. And from his navel comes a lotus flower on which Brahma is generated. This happens inside each universe. And then further comes Kshirodakshaya Vishnu to make the universe functional, which the demigods always meet. This is causal ocean or Karana Samudra. Between the Karana Samudra and the spiritual world is Brahmajyoti, which is Krishna's effulgence. This is attained by those people who do meditation, penance and renunciation, but they do not acknowledge the personal form of the Lord. That means this is the highest destination for Nirvisheshvadis. Those who say that God is impersonal, He has no form, no qualities, Nirgun, Nirakar, this is the highest destination which they can achieve. This is a variety-less place. Eternal happiness you will get, but there is no question of doing seva here. So therefore, after billions of years of existence in the Brahmajyoti, the soul starts feeling lonely. Why? Because it is the nature of the soul to serve. Jivera Swarup hai Krishnera Nityadas. The original constitutional position of the soul is that it is a loving servant of God. Now, without serving God, the soul becomes lonely. And then, after extended period of time of existence in Brahmajyoti, it falls back again to the material world and starts doing philanthropy or some other so-called good activities. I do not mean any disgust or disrespect, but all those sannyasis who believe, all those sannyasis and yogis who believe that God is impersonal, it is seen that after taking sannyas they come to politics again or they open a school again. I don't mean any disrespect, but I'm thinking you are getting the point which I am making here. There are so-called different sannyasis and yogis. The word sannyas means you have given up Brahmana Satya Jagat Mithya. You have told that the Jagat is Mithya and you have left it. But because this whole process does not give them taste internally, that is why it is seen that the Mayavadi sannyasis or the Advaita sannyasis or the yogis, they open schools later, they come back to politics later, sometimes they become chief ministers also. Prime Minister भी बन सकते हैं. I'm just speaking in general. I don't mean anybody in person. Why? Because the soul wants to do seva. You can serve the whole world, but until you serve God, you will never be satisfied. Therefore, I had explained earlier, Manav Seva is not Madhav Seva. Madhav Seva is Madhav Seva. Manav Seva and other Seva is not Madhav Seva. So higher than Brahmajyoti comes the spiritual planets. So you see this realm which is called as the Aishwarya Dham. In this realm, God is worshipped with awe and reverence. For example, have you gone to Tirupati Balaji? With so much awe and reverence, in the mood of a servant, with so complete devotion, they worship. But the mood is awe and reverence as a das. So these are all the Narayana expansions, and I explained, if somebody is a devotee of Varahadev, so there is a Varaha Loka. If somebody is a devotee of the fish incarnation of the Lord, then there is somebody is a devotee of Narsimha Dev, then there is a Narsimha Loka. So how many incarnations of the Lord are there? Infinite Vaikuntha Lokas are there. However, higher than Vaikuntha Loka this was the Aishwarya Dham, but higher than the Aishwarya Dham is the Madhurya Dham, where the Lord is not worshipped with awe and reverence, but with more intimate flavors, rasas, mellows. I will show you one photo of Vaikuntha. This is from the Srimad Bhagavatam, painted by the disciples of Prabhupada under the guidance of Srila Prabhupada. This is a normal vision in Vaikuntha. You see, every man or every male form, point to be noted, there are male and female forms in Vaikuntha also. Every male is four-handed, just like Narayan. But of course, nobody is Narayan. Everybody else is a servant of Narayan. So this kind of liberation is called Swarupa Siddhi. There are 5 different kinds of liberation also. So those who get Swarupa Siddhi, they get a form similar to like Narayan, and they stay with Narayan and they serve Narayan. Srila Prabhupada in one lecture tells, in Vaikuntha, people have their own aeroplanes, you see. They fly on their private jets. So the concept of private jet is coming from spiritual world only. But of course, here the private jet meets with an accident, has to fuel and can move only at a particular speed, and when weather is bad, even if it is Ambani, he cannot fly. But these Vaikuntha Vimanas, they are beyond our imagination. In one lecture, Srila Prabhupada says that the men of Vaikuntha are thousands and thousands of times stronger and more handsome and beautiful than the men of the material world. And the women of Vaikuntha are thousands and thousands of times more beautiful and more charming than the women of the material world. It is said that if somebody will see one Vaikuntha Vasi, whole life they will forget everything else other than that. They will only think of that Vaikuntha Vasi. And everybody in Vaikuntha is of 16 or 17-year-old. That kind of appearance they have. Young. Even though the Vaikuntha Vasis, they are millions and billions of times more beautiful and charming, still there is no sex life in Vaikuntha. Sex life exists only in the material world. Love in its pure form, which is devoid of sex, exists in the spiritual world. That is called Adi Rasa. And the perverted reflection of Adi Rasa is sex life, which is there in the material world. So therefore, although the men are more beautiful and the women are more charming, although they mingle, you see, they are mingling with each other. But the love which both of them have for Krishna overpowers the conjugal affection which they have for each other. So therefore, there is no sex life in Vaikuntha. So therefore, those who want to go to Vaikuntha, you have to give up sex life. Sorry, I am saying this in Gita Course. I should say this in later classes, but such hai to such hai. It's a fact. It's a fact. Until you give up lust, anger, greed, illusion, enviousness, and unnecessary material attachments, the gates of the spiritual world are closed for you. Material world mein rehna padega. Become a dog. Become a monkey. Become a pigeon. A pigeon has sex 18 times a day. Pigeon ban jao. But spiritual world nahi ja sakte. Sorry. This is the statement of the Lord. So this is a Vaikuntha. But here you see everybody is worshipping the Lord with awe and reverence. In Vaikuntha, there is no birth, no death, no old age, no disease, no anxieties, no kuntha. Vaikuntha. Kuntha means anxiety. Can you imagine a place where nobody has any anxiety? In your life, have you spent even one moment where you did not have any anxiety? Even a small child going to nursery has some anxiety. Some anxiety he'll have, you have to ask him. We laugh at that anxiety. I saw a nursery child once. His mother gave him breakfast. It was a holiday. The child, after eating the breakfast, started packing the breakfast also. I said, why you are packing? I don't know if mummy will give me lunch or not. That was the anxiety of a nursery child. So then I realized everybody has this. Right from that small ant to Lord Brahma, everybody has anxiety. We don't know what it means to be without anxieties. But this Vaikuntha is a place where no one has any anxiety. How many of you want to go to such a place? Please raise your hand. Everybody should go. Those who don't want to go, you are unfortunate, sir. You want to become a frog in the coal mine of Kolar. But you don't, sorry. But that is okay for you. You want to rotate in the 84 lakh species of life in this Dukkhalayam. But you are not attracted to the spiritual world, where every word is a song and every step is a dance. Shame on all of us if we are not attracted to Vaikuntha. And higher than Vaikuntha are the Madhurya Dhams, where the Lord has to opulence also and sweetness also. But as you go higher in the spiritual planets, the sweetness of the Lord overpowers the opulence. So therefore there are some planets, or the highest planet, which is called as Goloka. In that the Lord is not worshipped with awe and reverence. However, this place is occupied by the most confidential devotees of the Lord. Now, when you remove awe and reverence, that does not mean that you have become, disrespectful to Krishna. No. It simply means that your love has increased more, but your consciousness is still as a servant only. In the Aishwarya Dham, everybody is a servant of Krishna. In the Madhurya Dham, people become a friend of Krishna, or people act like a friend of Krishna to become a servant of Krishna. In the Gokul Dham, people act like mother and father and uncles and aunties of Krishna to become a servant of Krishna. And in Goloka, the topmost confidential devotees in the entire creation, the gopis, they become lovers of Krishna to become a servant of Krishna. So the basic foundation everywhere is seva. In fact, Srimati Radharani considers herself as a maid servant of Krishna. If you meet her, who are you? I am a maid servant. But for Krishna, she is not a maid servant. So that is how that thought process is. They just want to serve Krishna. And the mood of service, as you go higher and higher in the spiritual planets, it's becoming more deeper, more condensed, and more infinitely more glorious. That is why even the people or even the residents of Vaikuntha, when they hear about Krishna Lila, even they get amazed. That who are these devotees who love Krishna like this? So the original form of the Lord is the two-handed form. Although he can do anything, but he chooses to herd the cows and he plays a flute. This is the original form of the Lord. The highest planet where Krishna chooses to live with his most confidential devotees is Goloka Vrindavan. And this is not my statement. It is not that I have gone to Goloka and I am sitting here and telling you. I am putting my phone to silent. This is the version of the Acharyas. Now, this was the spiritual world. There are three divisions. What are the three divisions? Brahmajyoti, Vaikuntha, and the highest Goloka. In the Vaikuntha planets, Krishna's greatness is supremely valued, and in the higher Madhurya Dham, his sweetness is supremely valued. Point to be noted, in Goloka, the most confidential devotees of the Lord stay. In Vaikuntha, the pure devotees of the Lord stay. In Brahmajyoti, the impersonalists stay. And in the material world, Mahatmas like us stay. Clear? Where we are? Now let's discuss about the material world. Did you find the picture? Did you send it to me? Am I moving very fast? I'm still revising. I have not started today's discussion. Did you send me the universe photo? Arey yaar, what you sent me? I wanted the universe and the spiritual world, all that photo. Bhagavatam, yeah. Goloka chart. Tools, results, more. How to find HD images? Okay, I found it. Who sent me Goloka chat? They all are sending me some NASA images here. I want an HD image of the whole universal cosmology. See, we are practicing devotees. Whenever I say universe, don't send me NASA images. We don't agree with the evaluation of NASA, by the way. On some social media, I have blocked social media in my. So it's important why I'm taking out time to show you this. It's important. Maybe I'll find sometime HD image and show you some way. But today, please adjust with this much. This is the universal cosmology, where the entire thing has been put in one document. So I explained to you the Aishwarya Dham. Are you able to see? And the Vaikuntha Lokas and the Madhurya Dham, where the intimacy starts. There you see higher than the Vaikuntha is Ayodhya, higher than Ayodhya is Dwarka, higher than Dwarka is the Mathura, but the highest abode is the Goloka Vrindavan aspect. And very technical discussions are here, which I don't want to get into. However, I want to discuss this universe. I explained to you this Karana Samudra, where Karanodakshaya Vishnu is there and from him emanating various universes. And I was explaining that how in each universe there is Garbhodakshaya Vishnu giving birth to Brahma. But I want to specifically discuss this one universe with you. If you see this diagram, you will understand things very nicely. As I said, in each universe, which is held like a mustard seed on the unlimited hoods of Ananta Shesh, lies Garbhodak ocean, and in the Garbhodak ocean lies Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, the second Purusha of the universe. And from his lotus navel comes a stem which is basically our 14 planetary systems. I mean, these things are very subtle, it cannot be expressed in imagery, but whatever best can be done, it is being done in this picture. The lower planetary systems are Atal, Vital, Sutal, Talatal, Mahatal, Rasatal, and Patal. This lower is not in terms of height, but it is in terms of consciousness. Or rather, it's a different dimension, you can say. You cannot access these places. You can't just start digging. I'll dig and I'll go to Patal. Of course, there are portals. There are portals on the Bhumandala from where you can go to different planetary systems. But in order to access those portals, you need a lot of qualification, a lot of criteria. Generally, a Jivatma who has been assigned to Sutala Lok can never go to Vital or Talatal. Only the laws of nature can take him from one planetary system to another. Next to Patal is Pitraloka also, and all the 25 or unlimited major 25 kinds of hellish planets are also here only. So as you go to the lower, things become more and more gross. When you come above Atala, there is the Bhurloka, or the place where right now we are sitting and discussing. As you go higher, things become more and more subtle. They are less gross. Meaning, you cannot see it with your naked vision. So higher than Bhurlok is the Bhuvarlok, where the Rakshasas they stay. And then comes the heavenly planets, where all the demigods they reside. Higher than that is the Maharloka, where the great sages and the great brahmacharis and sannyasis, they receive this. Higher than that is those places where the 7 Saptarishis are staying. Higher than that is the Tapoloka, where the greatest people who have done greatest tapasya they reach. And the highest abode in this material world is Satyalok, also called as Brahmalok, where Lord Brahma resides. This is one material universe among the unlimited material universes. This is what I wanted to explain. Of course, in every material universe, Lord Shiva is there, Mother Durga is there, Brahma is there. This is the Kshirodakshai Vishnu form of the Lord. This is that form of the Lord which the demigods interact with. When they have any problem, they go to this Kshir Sagar, the ocean of milk, where Kshirodakshai Vishnu is there. The demigods can never access Garbhodakshai Vishnu and forget about accessing Karanodakshai Vishnu. Okay? So this was the universal cosmology which I was asking. Thank you for the other images which you sent, but it was not useful. Let's go back to our presentation. Now that I have showed you this image, I can quickly go through this slide. So what I'm trying to say here is that material worlds are nothing but a prison house. In one of the classes I have explained that we are tied by 2 C's, clothes and chains. Do you remember? Clothes are our bodies, different kinds of bodies, 84 lakh different kinds of clothes are there. And chains is the mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance, Sattvagun, Rajagun, Tamagun. That makes this place a prison house. I have some questions. If you want, we can discuss. Why do the spirit souls come in this material world? क्यों आए हैं हम लोग यहाँ? What do you think, sir? What is the purpose of life? Different people have different answers. Someone will say fixing the potholes of Bangalore roads is the purpose of my life. At least D.K. Shivkumar is thinking like that. Or maybe not, he is just speaking, not thinking. What is the purpose of life? You have attended previous sessions, no? You should be able to answer with full clarity. To go back home, back to Godhead. Who goes in a jail? So why we are in a jail, you have answered. But my question was, who goes in a jail? Who does not obey the orders of the state or the government goes in a jail. Similar, those who are not fit to stay in the society, they go in the jail. Similarly, those who are not fit to stay in the spiritual world, they come in the material world. That means all of us who are sitting here, great personalities, all of us, we have done something severely wrong. And by our own desire, by our own will, we have degraded into this material world. That is why we say back to home, back to Godhead. That is our original place. So we have come here for reformation. Why do people go in jail? So that they get reformed. So we had a desire to enjoy separately from Krishna, to imitate Krishna, to become the Lord of everything that we see. But our constitutional position is not of the Lord. Our constitutional position is of a servant. So to make us realize that you are a servant, we are sent in this material world where the laws of material nature beat the pulp out of us. And those who are intelligent, they understand. Those who are less intelligent, they never understand. But the purpose of coming here is to understand I am a servant and my job is to serve. Now whether someone takes 1 billion lifetimes to understand it, or whether one takes 1 million lifetimes to understand, or whether one understands it in just one life, that depends on the association which he has. Karanam gunasangasya sad asad yoni janmashu. If one associates with the pure devotees of the Lord, that is the ticket back home, back to Godhead. But if one associates with useless people, whose aim of life is sense gratification, then punarapi janamam, punarapi maranam. Does this answer the question why souls come in the material world? Next question, why does God create this temporary world? Why? Already answered, yes. Thank you. He creates this temporary miserable world to make us realize that our desires are not good, this place is not good place, come back home. He could have made this jail a very pleasurable place also, but then we would have never realized. How does God interact with the souls who leave Him? How will you interact with someone? You tried to request someone to stay back, but they spit at your face and went away. How will you interact with them? Delete their number, block them, forget them. If you see somewhere, act like you have never seen that. This is what we'll do, right? Whenever you see, you'll remember the spit on your face which had come when they had gone. I'm just making it more graphic. We have done that to Krishna. All of us have done that to Krishna. He didn't want us to leave, but we have left. But how does Krishna treat us? He keeps coming back again and again and again to show us His wonderful pastimes, just to attract us and make us realize that why we are struggling in this material world. Why don't we come back home, back to Godhead? And still when we don't understand, then He sends His confidential associates like the Acharyas, Srila Prabhupada, to come and deliver us. But still we don't understand. So although we have treated Krishna very badly, but Krishna still loves us. This is the answer. Question, very intelligent question some may ask. What if this time if we go to the spiritual world, what if we again fall down? What do you think, sir? You're nodding your head, so I'm asking you.
I don't think also it's like a supreme height. You go there and I don't think God will let you go down.
He says God will never let you go down again, but He let you already come down again once. No? Dobara nahi hone denge. That's what you mean to say. At least we have to understand this much, When Krishna says, Yad Gatvana Nivartante Tad Dham Paramam Mama, once a living entity goes there, he has no obligation to return. There is no obligation for him to come back. But a Jivatma is also Swatantra. If he wants, he can come back. But there is no reason for him to come. For example, when you go on a holiday, you are obliged to come back. Why? Because you are embarrassed. Your money has got over. Your leaves have got over. Email escalation have got above your head. So you are obliged to come back. But going back to the spiritual world is like a vacation from where you are not obliged to come back. And if somebody is seriously well reformed, they will get a good lesson. They will never come back. Next time, if a devotee goes back home, back to Godhead, if at all that devotee comes back, it is only on the order of the Lord. And the Lord will say, Jao, do this seva and come back. Is it clear? More than this, don't ask me. When you meet Krishna, you ask him himself. Okay. 3 modes of material nature. Have I discussed this? Clothes and chains? Just now I discussed. I thought I already discussed in the previous. And people said, yeah, you have discussed. The 2 C's. Have I discussed this in the previous session or I finished? Okay. There are 3 modes of material nature. Mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. They are represented by 3 ladies in the Vedic literature, Vedic culture. In the Greek culture, they are represented as 3 witches. It depends how you present it, but 3 people are there. Sattvagun, Rajagun, Tamogun. And all of us are affected by it. Different times of the day are also affected by it. But as this figure says, all these energies, they are under whom? Krishna. Daivi hi esha gunamayi mama maya duratyaya mame vaye prapadyante mayam metam tarantite. Krishna is telling my Maya is Trigunamayi. Daivi hi esha gunamayi. Mama Maya. My Maya works in 3 modes. Mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of... That means even if you are in the mode of goodness, that is also Maya. Krishna is saying, Mama Maya Duratyaya. It is very difficult to overcome my Maya. But Mam Eva Ye Prapadyante. Those who surrender only to me, not to the devatas. Mama eva. Mam eva ye prapadyante. Those who approach only me and surrender to me, mayam etam tarantite. They easily cross over Maya because I am Mayapati. I tell Maya, don't disturb him. Clear? That is what is being described here. And Maya works in 3 modes. And it binds us through clothes and chains. Clothes being the 84 lakh species. In the Vishnu Puran, full detail is given. Jalaja navalakshani sthavara laksha vimshati kramayo rudra sankhyakaha pakshinam dashalakshanam trimshal lakshani pashavaha chatur lakshani manushaha. There are 9 lakh species living in water. The scientists will never be able to understand or conclude this also. But the creator of this world has already told. 9 lakh मैंने बनाया. Some are there on earth and some are there on different planets, but totally aquatics are 9 lakh. There are 20 lakh non-living entities such as trees and plants. These are species, 20 lakh varieties. There are 11 lakh species of insects and reptiles and 10 lakh species of birds. As far as quadrupeds are concerned, there are 30 lakh varieties and 4 lakh human species. How can there be 4 lakh varieties of human beings? Who can explain? Every IVC, you have 2 ears, I have 2 eyes, 2 eyes, 1 nose, 1 nose. Same only. No? 4 lakh variety कैसे होता है? These varieties are based on consciousness. I have a particular consciousness. And a person sitting in Ravi bar has a particular consciousness. We are both different human beings. Correct or not? We'll both act differently. I wake up at 3:30. He goes to sleep at, I don't know, maybe 2 a.m. So therefore, two different human species, you can say like that. So like that, in terms of consciousness, not just on earth, but the entire universe taken together, there are 4 lakh different categories of human species. Who is the topmost amongst all the humans? Which species of human beings is considered the most reformed and the most advanced human species? Sorry? A devotee, a pure devotee of Krishna is considered the most advanced amongst all human species. Of course, Brahma is one of them. So I will send you this verse if needed. 3 kinds of chains, Sattvagun, Rajagun, Tamogun. If you want to know more about them, homework. Read Bhagavad Gita 14.6 and 14.7 in detail to understand this. Due to shortage of time, I am not covering it. If you have questions like why do people behave differently in the same situation, answer lies in 14.6 and 14.7. Which mode is influencing you? If you are a person in the mode of goodness, you will act like this. If you are a person in the mode of passion, you will act like this. If you are a person in the mode of ignorance, you will act like this. Based on the influence of the modes, you act differently. Not just people, but even different foods, items are also in different modes. Bhagavad Gita chapter 17, shloka number 8, 9, 10, 17.8, 17.9, 17.10 classifies the various food items also in goodness, passion and ignorance. What will happen to you if you eat the food in the mode of goodness? What will happen to you if you eat the food in the mode of passion? And what will be the consequences of eating food in the mode of ignorance? Answer is simple. You are what you eat. In fact, this verse I would like to show to all of you also. Veda base. Whenever you want to read something, you should go to this website. It is called vedabase.io and it is in various languages, so choose English. I will go to Bhagavad Gita, chapter 17. What did I say? Shloka number 8, 9 and 10. Foods dear to those in the mode of goodness increase the duration of life, purify one's existence, give strength, health, happiness and satisfaction. Such foods are juicy, fatty, wholesome and pleasing to the heart. Foods that are too bitter, too sour, salty, hot, pungent, dry and burning are dear to those in the mode of passion. Such foods, what they will give you? Distress, misery and disease. Food prepared more than 3 hours before being eaten, food that is tasteless, decomposed, that means dead matter, putrid, that means decayed matter, and food consisting remnants of untouchable things are dear to those in the mode of darkness. So based on your food habits, we can tell you what kind of a person you are. You are what you eat. Now you cannot argue that I eat dead matter 3 times a day, but I am a good person. Actually I am a good person. No, you are not, sir. Your consciousness will not be good. Your habits will not be good. Your thought process will not be good. Your association will not be good. It's a science actually. So therefore, food in the mode of passion and ignorance cannot be offered to Krishna also. Only sattvic ahar can be offered to Lord Krishna, which is free of onion and garlic also, which has to be made. Now, Krishna does not eat just Jain meal. Flight mein hota hai na Jain meal. Krishna does not eat Jain meal. Krishna eats sattvic ahar, free of onion and garlic, of course, which is made by a devotee. There is another ingredient in food which is not gross, which is not subtle, but which is spiritual, that is called love. When somebody with bhakti bhav, when somebody with love and devotion cooks a sattvic ahar and with love he offers to Krishna, then Krishna will accept it. So therefore Krishna is not butter grahi Janardhan, he is bhav grahi Janardhan. Krishna became a butter thief because the devotees of Krishna were making butter. If the devotees of Krishna were making buttermilk, then he would have become buttermilk thief. Please understand. Some people come with butter and makhan mishri. The Lord likes sweet mixed in butter. Krishna, he will go crazy when I will show makhan mishri. Krishna is not mad behind your food and your rasgulla and your kachori. He just wants your love. But that you don't have. Because you have lust, anger, greed in your heart. And you have other important agendas in your life other than serving Krishna. So you cannot serve Krishna actually. Who are you that you can serve anything to Krishna? Everything already belongs to Krishna. What you can offer to Krishna? You think you can offer that flower to Krishna? Krishna only made that flower. So in a humble mood when you come, that my dear Lord, everything belongs to you, what I can offer to you? Still I have brought this flower which has been made by you only. With tears in my eyes, I request you to accept it. Then the Lord will accept it. Be very careful, you are dealing with Krishna. You are not dealing with any ordinary person. If you have ego, you cannot stand in front of Krishna. There is a nice verse in Brahma Samhita which I would like to show to you. What is that verse? Lakshmi Sahasra Sata Sambrahma Sevyamanam. What is the first line? Nahi. Chintamani Prakara Sadma Shukalpa Vrikshaha. Chintamani Prakara Sadma Sukalpa Vriksha Lakshávriteshu Surabhira Vipalayantam Lakshmi Sahasra Shata Sambrahma Sevyamanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. This verse will give you a hint whom you are trying to approach. See this. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor who is tending the cows, yielding all desires. The cows of Krishna can fulfill the desires of everybody. What to speak of Krishna? In abodes built with spiritual gems, Chintamani. In the spiritual world, a dust particle is called Chintamani dust. If you have one Chintamani dust, you can get anything which you want. The walls and floor of the spiritual world is made with Chintamani. Please understand whom you are trying to approach. Surrounded by many Kalpa Vrikshas, millions of purpose-fulfilling trees, Kalpa Vrikshas, they will give whatever you want to you. And always this personality is being served with great reverence and affection by hundreds and thousands of Lakshmis and Gopis. Lakshmi Sahasra Shata Sambrahma Sevyamanam. There are millions and billions of Gopis and Lakshmis who want to serve Krishna, and they are serving with Sambrahma, with so much love. Do you think he wants your flower, this person, which you are bringing with so much ego? Do you think he wants your makhan mishri and rasgulla? Do you know when Lakshmi starts cooking, what kind of food she makes? Go to Jagannath Puri. It is said that for Jagannath, every meal is cooked by Lakshmi herself. And Lakshmi cooks 64 items 16 times a day. And none of the items are repeated. That is Jagannath. And do you think you can offer something to Jagannath? I am just trying to show that how much we should be humble in front of Krishna. We should know whom we are dealing with. There is no sahajiya tendency which should come up here. First deserve, then desire. I repeat, first deserve, then desire. And how to become deserving? In a humble mood. Chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare. So you are what you eat. If you are eating non-discriminatory, there is one organism or there is one creature who does not discriminate while eating, eats everything. That creature is called a pig. Does not discriminate. Eats stool also. So those who the laws of nature state that those who eat without discrimination in a human form will get a pig form in the next life. So be very careful. Those who sleep a lot will become a bear in the next life and sleep for 10 months in a year. Those who like to expose their body too much in the name of fashion, they'll become trees in their next life and they will stand naked for thousands of years in sun, rain, winter and all seasons. Next class I will tell you the Damodar Ashtakam pastime, where I will tell you about two sons of Kuvera who went to Kailash. Their father went to meet Lord Shiva. They came to one of the lakes of Kailash. And because they are the sons of the richest man, Kuvera, so they have thousands of apsaras around them. And they become naked with all those apsaras and they are devatas. They can do what they feel like doing. And Narad Muni is coming by from there. All these apsaras, they start covering their body. But these two sons of Kuvera, drunken and intoxicated by the richness of their father, they stand naked in front of Narad Muni, laughing at Narad Muni, telling, PM, please you also come and drink like this. They are offering him nectarian beverages. Narad Muni curses them. Because you are standing naked in front of me, you will become trees in your next life. So those who expose their body too much in the name of fashion, they will become trees. So the laws of nature are very strict. And all this information is there in the Bhagavad Gita. So therefore, especially when it comes to eating, be very careful what you are eating. It constructs your consciousness. Even the music which you hear, that also makes your samskaras. Better to hear only kirtan, the holy names of the Lord. So that is what I have explained to you, the modes of material nature. Is mode of goodness the best? Answer is no. It is also a positive form of Maya only. I'll give you an example of mode of goodness. A person waking up 5 a.m. in the morning, having bath, mode of goodness only, no? Going to the temple, meeting a devotee who is trying to sell a Bhagavad Gita to him. He will say, no, my grandfather has Bhagavad Gita. I don't need one Bhagavad Gita. Have you studied? No, I don't. Where is your grandfather? In my village. Where is the Bhagavad Gita? In my village. But I don't need Bhagavad Gita. This person is in the mode of goodness. But he is conditioned to think that without understanding the Bhagavad Gita, I am happy in my life. I am an IT professional in Bangalore. I am getting a salary. I live in the outer ring road. I am happy in my life. Why do I need to study Bhagavad Gita? My grandfather has it, no? Once in a year when I go home, I will go and touch that Bhagavad Gita. I have tied it in a red cloth and I have hung it in my puja room. This is called conditioning in the mode of goodness. I'll give you one real world or one real incident which happened with me. I was trying to sell a Bhagavad Gita to a person. He said, I'm a Brahmin, I don't need Bhagavad Gita. I said, what do you mean you're a Brahmin? And he was carrying some fish in his hand, by the way. I'm a Brahmin, I have Bhagavad Gita. See, those people who are sinful, those who are criminals, they need Bhagavad Gita. That's why they distribute Bhagavad Gita in jails. We are Brahmins. We are pious people. We do puja. We don't need Gita. He told me this and went away. Can you believe? What he said is right? Absolute nonsense. This is called conditioning in the mode of goodness. Where there is a conditioning of happiness, where there is a sense of happiness, where people think they have knowledge, they think they have some money, they think they have some respect in society, as a result of which they do not want transcendental knowledge. This is called conditioning. So even mode of goodness is not good. That is why Srila Prabhupada told that, he told this 50 years ago by the way, that people in India are in the mode of goodness and people of the West are in the mode of ignorance. But the difference between Westerners and Indians is, Westerners are far away from God, and Indians are close to God, but their back is towards the God. This he made 50 years ago. Now it is not valid. Now Indians are also in mode of ignorance. Who controls these modes? Krishna. Devi hi esha gunamayi mama maya duraktaya mameva ye prapadyante mayametam tarantite. This divine energy of mind consisting of the three modes of material nature is very difficult to overcome, but those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. I already explained it, no? Time. Do we have time to discuss time? Okay. Time is an energy of the Lord. It is measured in various ways. The speed at which the rays of sun pass from one atom to another atom is called atomic time. This concept is not generated by scientists, but it is there in the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. We can just imagine how advanced was the scientific understanding even thousands of years ago. Have all of you seen that when sunlight comes in the room, you see dust particles floating in it? How many of you have seen it? Some of you are not raising your hand. देखा ही नहीं क्या life में कुछ भी? Okay. They are not dust particles. The Bhagavatam describes, scientists call it as photons, small particles of sunlight. Trish Renu, when 6 particles of sunlight combine, that is called Trish Renu, and that becomes visible to human eyes. And that we see as dust floating in the sun rays coming inside. And the time which it takes to cover one Trish Renu to another Trish Renu is called Nimisha, 1/12 of a second. See, that is the degree of measurement given in the Vedas. That's why I say Vedic science. In fact, I feel like taking a seminar, Vedas and Science, where we should prove to the whole world that what you are studying now is just a fraction of that which has already been nicely discussed earlier. Not with a degree to make them feel bad, with a desire to make them realize that the present day understanding of science is based on Pratyaksha Praman or Anuman Praman, but the Vedic understanding is based on Shabda Praman. And at macro level it is measured in yugas. Kali Yuga is 4,32,000 years, out of which 5,000 years are over. If you call that as X, then Dwapar Yuga is 2X, Treta Yuga 3X, Satyuga 4X, 4X plus 3X, 7X plus 2X, 9X plus X, 10X. So one Chatur Yuga is 43,000,000.2 years. For 71 Chatur Yuga cycles, all the Devatas, they hold their position. That means the person Purandara is holding the position of Indra. The present Indra's name is Purandara. He will hold the position of Indra for 71 into 43.2 lakh years. And after that, a new person will become Indra. So universal governance also changes. Sarkar badalti rehti hai. So Brahma lives for, in one day of Brahma, there are 1,000 Chatur Yuga cycles. And Brahma lives for 100 years, as per this calculation. So 43.2 lakh into 1,000 into 30 into 12 is the lifespan of Brahma. Those many lakhs of years. What is the answer? Calculator काम नहीं कर रहा है, error आ रहा है. And the lifespan of Brahma is one breath of Mahavishnu. So you see, you are already seeing time is relative. Relativity of time is nicely explained. Theory of relativity was not given by Albert Einstein. It is nicely described in the Vedic literature also. Even an ant which is roaming around, how long the ant lives? Maximum maybe 1 month, 30, 40 days. The ant feels that it is living for 100 years. And when its calculation of time is like that. Like we calculate time based on the rising and setting of sun. And based on that we count it as one day. And then years. And based on our calculation, the demigods, they are living for 43.2 lakh years into 71. And Brahma is living for some billions and trillions of years based on our calculation. Similarly, based on the time calculation of the ant, it is also living for 100 years. And if the ants will sit and discuss, we human beings, we live for lakhs of years. Just like we are discussing, Brahma. So everybody lives for 100 years. These days humans don't live for 100 years. 70 mein mar ja rahe hain. But ideally, lifespan is 100 years. And every living entity feels that 100 years experience. But the measurement of time is relative. It is described in the Krishna book, which all of you can purchase today, the Pastimes of Krishna, 90 chapters, 10th canto Bhagavatam, summary translation. There was a king called Revat who had a daughter called Revati, for whom he was not able to find a suitable bridegroom. So Narad Muni advised him, you go and talk to Lord Brahma. He will advise you. So he goes to Brahmaloka with Narad Muni, with the help of Narad Muni. And Lord Brahma, at that time he is seeing a kirtan performance. And detail is given that these kirtan performers were two Gandharvas whose names were Haha and Huhu. I don't know why there were such names. And Lord Brahma is watching the kirtan, so everybody advised him, you wait until the kirtan gets over. So they waited for some time, and when the kirtan got over, they approached Lord Brahma. They said, this is my daughter Revati, not able to find a proper husband. So Lord Brahma smiled and he said, how long you waited here? They said, half an hour. They said, in this half an hour in Brahmaloka, 60,000 yugas have already passed on the planet Earth. Forget about your family, even your Vansha doesn't remain. But at this point of time, the Supreme Lord, Krishna, along with his brother Balram, is residing in Dwarka. You go and offer your daughter to Balram, he will accept. Mostly. So therefore, one of the names of Balram is Revati Nath. So this is relativity of time. Half an hour in Brahmaloka is thousands of yugas on Earth planet. So relativity of time is nicely discussed. Everybody feels time relatively. Einstein also described it in that way only. Einstein gave an example, very funny example, that if you sit on a hot stove for 1 minute, you feel like it is 1 hour. And if you sit with a beautiful girl for 1 minute, it seems 1 hour, it seems like 1 minute. This is how Einstein explained it. This example is taken from the Vedas. I don't know how these people, they get the references, but this is exact reference given in the Vedic literature. Einstein has quoted it. So theory of relativity is very nicely explained. And why it is relative? Because time is an energy of the Lord. It expands and contracts the way the Lord wants. Our individual time cycle is, we all have birth, we grow, we maintain, we reproduce, we dwindle and we die. This is valid for Brahma, this is valid for us, this is valid for the ant, this is valid for the amoeba also. So that is time. And in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Kalosmin ham, I am time. So if you want time in your life, what you should do? You should pray to Krishna. My dear Lord, you said that you are time. Please give me time so that I can chant Hare Krishna. When the Lord wants, then only you will get time. When you want, you will never get time. Does it make sense? Why? Because time is an energy of the Lord. Laws of karma. We are now towards the end of today's discussion. If you understand this, then you will understand why bad things happen to good people. Are you all ready? Do you have time? Or if you want, we'll make part 3 also. Law of karma says, I have put the photo of a book here, When Bad Things Happen to Good People, written by Harold S. Kushner. He is the greatest atheist of our times, Harold S. Kushner. His child died at young age, so he wrote this book. And the conclusion of this book is, God is either not all powerful or not all merciful. Why? Because my child died. And he has given various reasonings. And simply by reading this book, millions and billions of people have become atheists. And I completely disagree with the proposals of this book. Because our Harold S. Kushner does not understand the laws of karma. He has never read the Bhagavad Gita. He is taking life, or he is taking things happening to him not as a series of lifetimes and not as a result of activities done over a series of lifetimes, but he is seeing just a snapshot, this present life, and trying to understand why bad things happen to good people. So therefore his conclusion is very stupid. But Bhagavad Gita tells you not to see life at the present snapshot, but to see your existence as an eternal existence, and the things happening to you in this life as a result of things which you did in your past life. The correct conclusion is Krishna is all kind and all powerful. Not what Harold S. Kushner says, that he is not all kind and not all powerful. He never gives up on us, he never forgets us. He incarnates in every yoga and gives us scriptures like Bhagavad Gita. And when we don't follow Bhagavad Gita, he sends acharyas to reclaim us. So therefore God is a loving father. First of all, if you want to understand law of karma, understand that God loves you. God doesn't hate you. How do you understand that God loves you? Bhagavad Gita 4.8. He says, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chadushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. To deliver the pious and annihilate the miscreants. To re-establish the principles of religion, I myself appear millennium after millennium. Now you see, God also discriminates. Sadhunam, dushkritinam. It is not that only we discriminate, even God discriminates. Those who follow, see, you all may be having children. Children can be obedient and disobedient. If your child is disobedient, will you kill your child? If your child is obedient, will you put him on your head? Whether obedient, disobedient, you will always love the child. However, if he is obedient, things will be simpler. If the child is disobedient, you have to deal with differently. Similarly, from God's angle, paritranaya or vinashaya, both are the same. Whether God kills you or whether God protects you, it's one and the same. If he kills you, you get liberated. If he protects you, you get liberated. In whichever way you approach God, you benefit. However, if you become a devotee of God, you benefit eternally. In all the ways, God loves us. Sometimes his mercy is sweet, sometimes his mercy is sour, but he always gives us his mercy. Second thing which you have to understand is God is very impartial. Samoham sarvabhuteshu na me dveshosti na priyah ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya maite teshu chapyaham. Lord Krishna says, I envy no one, nor I am partial to anyone. I am equal to all, but whoever renders service to me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend to him. Basically, Krishna is telling that, see, some people accuse Krishna, he always favors the devatas and he kills the demons. No. Who becomes a devata? A person who is a devotee of Krishna, but not a pure devotee of Krishna, but a devotee with materialistic desires, they will become devatas in their next life. We don't aspire to become devatas. We want to go back home, back to Godhead. But those who take shelter of Krishna in every crisis, they are called devatas. And those who depend on their own intelligence and their own rugged individualism, more than God, they depend on other things around them, their resources, their gun, they become demons. Now Krishna never told anybody to not depend on him. He says, Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. Anybody who offers me a leaf, a flower, a fruit or water, I will accept it. Now did he say that the demons cannot offer? It's open. So basically, Krishna is telling, I am partial to my devotees, but I am allowing everybody to enter the area of my partiality. Do you follow? I am impartial. How? I am ready to allow everyone to enter the agenda, the circle of my partiality. Anybody can become my devotee. So in that way, samoham sarva bhuteshu. Even if an elephant will pray to me, I will give my mercy. Even if an ant will pray, sarva bhuteshu, not just humans. But one who prays to me, one who renders service to me, is my friend, and I am also a friend to him. So now that you have understood that God is a loving Father in all circumstances, God is an impartial judge, now you understand what is laws of karma. The law of karma is very simple. As you sow, so shall you reap. Jaisa karoge, vaisa bharoge. The laws of karma are impartial, impersonal and precise. Don't think that anything which is happening to you is unfair. It is a result of the choices which you have made in the past. It is not a revenge. If someone comes to you and hits you and your leg gets fractured, instead of blaming that person, you should blame your own karma which you did in the past, as a result of which this person became an instrument of your past actions to break your leg. This is higher vision. It is very subtle. Karma happens at the level of mind also. If you think bad, it will result in bad karma. So this is one photo which I found in internet. What is going to happen to this man after some time? He will be collapsed. My statement is, consider each slab to be one lifetime. It may happen that you did something in this life, but the result of it will come to you after 50 lifetimes. And that time you will say, why bad things happen to good people? I didn't do anything wrong. Did you understand? Something more technical. If you understand, good. If you don't understand, also good. Karma diagram. This you can take photo. Here you have to understand there is a difference between destiny and fate. I am very happy that people are listening attentively. I am very grateful to all of you. Please understand, you always have a free will. In every circumstance, you have a choice. You can never say, I had no choice. Majboori mein karna pada. Nahi. Every time you have a choice. That is your free will. Whatever choice you make, that is your fate. based on your choices, a particular environment will be offered to you. For example, you did something that has generated a reaction, and that will come in future to you in the form of a particular time, place, circumstance or environment. This is destiny. You can't change this. If somebody is born poor, if somebody is born blind, if somebody is born dumb, if somebody is born very beautiful, somebody is born very intelligent, it is destiny. A result of his or her past activities done in past lifetimes. For example, if somebody is born rich, it simply means that this person has done a lot of charity in their previous lifetimes. So if you want to become rich in this life, you cannot do anything to become rich in this life. No matter how many companies you switch, no matter whatever investments you make, SIP, MIP, DIP, whatever you do, if you have not done sufficient charity in your previous life, you cannot become rich in this life. This is simple Vedic understanding. If you want to become rich, start doing charity. And you will become rich not in this life, in your next life. There is a book called Accidental Millionaires. I request you to read it. It analyzes the millionaires of the last 20 years. And all those millionaires and billionaires, they accept that we really don't know why we became rich. It is just karma. I often explain that, do you really think that this Elon Musk is the most talented person? Do you really think that our Warren Buffett is like Chanakya Niti? He knows how to invest, where to invest, and perfect. Do you really think that our owner of Facebook, what is his name? Mark Zuckerberg was the most talented person in Harvard University, and there was no one working harder than him? No. Those who are 90s kids, there was a social network called Orkut, and there was a social network called Facebook. If you analyze, Orkut was far better than Facebook in terms of quality, content, presentation. But why did Facebook click? Dumb Facebook. Karma. The best product didn't click. The best mind is still poor. But a dropout of college who makes a second grade product is a billionaire. Allah meherban, to gadha pehlwan. It is karma. So don't think that if you work harder and harder and harder, your name will come in the Time magazine. No. You will just get a pink slip someday. No matter how hard you work, you will be fired one day, laid off one day. So that is your destiny. However, your fate is decided by the choices which you make in a particular destiny. This is the difference between fate and destiny. Fate is something which you can control, which you can choose and decide. I am a poor person. All poor person are stealing, thieves. But I will not steal. No matter how poor I am. I will starve, but I will not steal. That is fate. But destiny is that I am poor. Did you understand? So is our future predestined? That is my question to you. Answer is yes as well as no. How? Life is a balance between fate and free will. Fate and free will complement each other. Fate, alternatively called as destiny also, is the opportunities which we get in this life, which is a result of the karma which we have done in previous lives. But free will is the choices which we make in this life when we have a particular destiny or a particular fate. So I found this statement, which is a very nice statement, which helps you understand. O Lord, please give me the courage to change the things which I can, that is your free will. The humility to accept the things which I cannot, fate, and the intelligence to differentiate between the two. Makes sense? There are a few things you cannot change. But there are a few things which you can choose to not do and choose to do. So my Lord, give me the strength to have the right free will, the humility to accept my fate, and the intelligence to differentiate between the two. If you want to go deeper in the law of karma, you will understand. I think we should stop today. The law of karma will take in the next session. I have 4 more slides, that's all. But I think we should stop. It's getting too long. We'll continue the law of karma because I have to explain what is instant karma, what is delayed karma, akarma, vikarma, sakarma, Lord sanction, Lord will, an individual karma, collective karma, shared karma. This will all take time. And can good karma and bad karma cancel each other? What if I don't believe in karma? All this will be discussed in next session. So next session will be, we'll not call it as part 3, we'll call it as Damodar Ashtakam session, where primarily we will discuss about the Damodar Leela, where I will tell you how special is this Kartik month. In fact, that I'll tell you today only. If you are a wool merchant, which part of the year would you be waiting for? If you are a wool merchant, a wool seller. Why? Because more woolen wares are sold in the winter season. You would plan your whole year around this time. So similarly, if you are a spiritual seeker, just like all woolen merchants wait for the winter season, all transcendentalists and spiritualists, they wait for the Kartik month, which is now going on. Any japa, tapa or vrata done in the month of Kartik yields thousands and thousand times more result and makes you super duper spiritually advanced. Why? Because in this month there is a special mercy, a billion, what is that sale called? Billion day sale. Billion, big billion day. So this is mega sale going on, where anybody can get as much mercy as they want. Sometimes in our dreams, we dream that we have got into some kind of market and we have been told in 5 minutes, whatever you take, it is free. Have you got such dreams? मतलब ड्रीम में नहीं आता है, बट सोचते तो है ना. When you do window shopping 90% time, you feel like that, no? And I wish I could get this for free. I wish I could get this, some lottery may happen and this apartment would come out free for me. We get such dreams. That dream is real. It comes from the core of the heart. In this Kartik month, you can get those things which take millions of lifetimes for free. Simply you have to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Different months are presided by different deities. This Kartik month is presided by Srimati Radharani. So therefore this is the most merciful month. We request all of you to daily chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. If some business is going on, let's say this is business time, peak time, season time, sale time, how much business would you like to do? Maximum, optimum, minimum, or so maximum. So therefore you should chant maximum number of rounds at this time. Till 5th of November. ऐसा नहीं 5th November के बाद chanting बंद कर देंगे, वैसा नहीं है. Chanting should continue, but yeah, till 5th November is Kartik month. When I will discuss this akarma with you, I will tell you the horrors of meat eating. So at least in this Kartik month, don't consume, don't kill living entities just for the sake of our tongue. So don't eat meat, fish or eggs in this month. Wake up early, sleep early, maintain hygiene, chant Hare Krishna. Some people sleep on the floor also in this month. They put a mat and sleep. Even husbands and wives, they maintain celibacy in this month. It is highly recommended. Whatever tapasya you can, you do in this month. But the highest, remember, the highest tapasya is chanting Hare Krishna. The more you chant, the more you read Bhagavad Gita, the more benefit you will get. And in this month it is told that anybody who offers a ghee lamp to Lord Krishna gets unlimited benefit. The Shastras say that the time which it takes for a needle to pierce a lotus petal, in less than that time, all the sins done by a person billions of lifetimes is finished if they show one ghee lamp to Krishna. And we don't doubt the statements of the Vedas. So therefore, different sages have written different songs in the glorification of this month. You see a photo in the altar where Mother Yashoda is trying to tie Lord Krishna. This is connected to the pastime which I said, the two sons of Kuvera standing naked in front of Narad Muni. That is how this pastime starts and ends with Krishna Leela, which I will discuss next session. But understand that in this month various auspicious pastimes have happened. This Damodar Leela happened on Deepavali day. So in short, do more japa, control your character, control your senses, control your mind, control your daily routine. Try to offer your mind, body and soul to Shri Shri Radha and Krishna. You will benefit unlimitedly. That is what I have to say. And the highest tapasya is to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That we will nicely describe how in the next session. Today, what I request all of you, let's chant our one round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And before going, all of you offer the ghee lamp which we have made for all of you to Lord Krishna. In your home also, take a photo in your mobile or print out and offer daily to Krishna, Yashoda Damodar photo. The process of offering is very simple. 4 times you have to offer the ghee lamp to the lotus feet of the Lord, 2 times to the navel of the Lord, 3 times to the face of the Lord, and 7 times to the whole body. 4, 2, 3, 7. We'll send an image which also explains this. Do you know 4, 2, 3, 7? You know? You are a very nice boy. So you offer a ghee lamp every day. I have also shared the lyrics of Damodar Ashtakam. If you people have bandwidth, sing that also. Give 1 month of your life to Krishna. That's all I have to say. Some program is there, Mataji? Oh, Damodar Ashtakam, yes, the children. So the children will do Damodar Ashtakam. We are very fortunate. So all of you are there in our WhatsApp group. The lyrics of Damodar Ashtakam is displayed there. We'll sing along with the children. Thank you very much. This ends the session. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare. Somebody stop the recording, please. It should be a little bit done in a disciplined way.